Hi guys, this is Ryan with Vape. I'm gonna try to make a quick video comparing the differences between these 5 different Kayfuns. Uh, what I have here is an original, authentic Kayfun Lite Plus that I ordered from Cloud9 Vapors. Here I have an EHPro clone that I got from Madvapes in Massachusetts. And then I have 3 different FastTech clones. I have the Sandblasted 3.1, I have the Foggy Russian 91% clone, they're calling it, and I have the polished B 91%. And I'll put the product numbers on the description of the video. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I have everything torn apart because I want to break down what the actual differences in the pieces and the machining are. So I guess the first thing I'll compare is the 2 that I've had the longest, the EHPro and the original. I got these while I was home for Christmas. And they both work fantastic. They both leak a little bit. I gotta say that I'm kind of partial to the EHPro, but they both vape awesome. Alright, so I'll go piece by piece, and I'm gonna check for compatibility. So this one right here is the authentic Kayfun. It came with some spare parts. I wish I had known that it did because I ordered 2 extra spare parts kits. This is what the EHPro came with. This little box right here. It comes with a kind of weird drip tip adapter. It's a drip tip to a shorter drip tip adapter apparently. Both 510 because I've tested it and everything else. You can see when I put the drip tip that came with it in, it leaves a bit of a gap right there. So I'm not sure what that's for. And it comes with an extra clear section, which I don't use. I have bad luck with the clear sections. I tend to drop my Kayfuns, and it jerks up the threading on those little plastic pieces. Alright, so the first thing I'll try is threading. And the threading is definitely the same there. Try the chimney next. Definitely the same there. Definitely the same there. Alright, so the threading is the same. Now I'm going to get into some of the little differences. For anybody that hasn't used both of the devices, you can go look at the picture. The original Kayfun is obviously longer, and you can see why. You have this false bottom that serves as a juice catch pan, if you will, and it works great. I think it makes things a lot easier because you don't drip juices all over the place as much. Now, here's one of the big differences, is the center pin. This is the center pin from the 3.1. This is the center pin from the Kayfun Lite Plus. And you can see the 3.1 from EHPro, you can see the air hole is quite a bit smaller. And another thing I'm not really a big fan of is with the 3.1s you have to line up the air hole. Kind of just makes everything a pain. With the with the Kayfun Lite Plus, you line up the air hole. With 3.1, you can just screw it in there. So let's look at the drip tips. Alright, the air hole on the drip tip is also a little bit smaller from the looks of it. Maybe it was just water in there. They're about the same. And you can see here the EHPro has a flathead for the fill port and a flathead for the airflow control. And from using this, it's okay. They leak a little bit, but not bad. And it doesn't whistle too much. Now the juice channels on the original, they're a little bit smaller. They're definitely machined better. But overall, I'm really happy with the EHPro. It's a really good clone. Alright, now this is the Sandblasted 3.1 from FastTech. Here is the product number. And I'll go through, I'm going to compare some of this with the 3.1 from the EHPro. This has a different style fill cap. I don't know how well the light is doing in there, but it's not threaded. I think this is the ball bearing type that you just force the juice into. The airflow adjustment is also a flathead on this one, and the juice channels, they're a bit smaller on the FastTech clone. They actually look a bit closer to the authentic Kayfun. Now, let's try the threading. Threading is the same as the authentic, and everything is lining up pretty perfectly. I do like the finish on here. It is a nice media blasted finish. And let's see the center pin. Here's the center pin on the FastTech, the center pin on the EHPro, and you can definitely see that air holes are much bigger. The side air holes, the center air hole is much bigger. And the build deck, The FastTech one appears to have rounded screws at the base, which kind of looks like a pain in the ass. It's going to be a pain to catch the wire with those. But they both have the alternate screw posts on the side. And they both have the same style of insulator as the original. You can see the FastTech one is considerably thinner. This is the EHPro one, much thicker. And the one thing that I really didn't like about this, and I haven't used this clone yet, but just from putting it together, this EHPro clone, the base, the catch plate, false bottom, the screw stays in there. It's not going anywhere. You gotta really unscrew it to get it out of there. This FastTech one, it falls right out. Not only that, but if you can see, it looks like it will very easily short. And when I got it and just had it screwed down, it was really, really close to shorting on the edge of the 510 connection. The EHPro one does not have that problem, so I'm going to end up either putting an O-ring around there or doing something to make sure that that doesn't short out while I'm using it. This EHPro one, or I'm sorry, the FastTech one did not come with any spare parts, just came in this plastic baggie here. And other than that, everything's all there. It looks really good when it's all together. I wanted to hurry up and get this side by side done so I can get all these together and start vaping them. Alright, the next one I'll go over is the Foggy. It looks like it's from Tobacco. Here's the box it came in, the product number. Let me try to get this box open. It did come with some spare parts. It has extra O-rings in there and screws, as well as the window. And the window has O-rings on it. The EHPro one, going back, the EHPro one does not have does not have O-rings on the clear window. This one does. This is the FastTech Sandblasted. And I'm kind of curious now. Here's the clear window that came with the original, and it obviously has O-rings in it. Alright. So, this is obviously, they bill this as a Russian 91% clone. I don't have a Russian 91%. I understand the Russian 91% has an adjustable center pin. This does not have an adjustable center pin. It's just like the Kayfun Lite Plus. Exactly the same deal. And you can see here there is some extra junk in there. So this will all have to get cleaned up. Check the threads. Threading is the same. Threading's the same on the chimney. everything's the same there. Alright, here's the biggest difference. You look at the base on the original. The airflow control is not on the bottom. It is on the side. So it's actually kind of easier. You don't have to take it off to adjust the airflow. And if you can see, it's a Allen key to adjust the airflow and a Phillips for the fill port. On the original, it's a flathead for the airflow and a Phillips for the fill port. I don't use the fill port anyway. I don't like using tools to fill my juice. Now we'll look at my biggest problem is it has tiny juice channels. If you can see those, and they're poorly machined, but that's okay. Along with this order, I got some diamond Dremel grinder bits, and I'll be taking care of that as soon as I'm done with this review. The drip tip, let me check the drip tip. Fits in okay. It's a little wobbly in the base of the original one, whereas the real drip tip sticks in there pretty hard, pretty firmly. But it's close enough. I actually ordered the clear parts kit for the Kayfun because if you can see on this one, the two chimney pieces are metal. With this extra kit, you can make the chimney pieces clear. One more thing I wanted to go back and hit on is the top cap piece. This is the original. It just kind of sits in there. Here's the Foggy. This is the EHPro, and it's actually the O-rings inside a groove in there, so you don't get the O-ring falling out, which I really like. I like the EHPro for that. And then the Sandblasted one has the same thing. It's just kind of sitting in a recess right there. Alright, the screws for the build deck are nice and flat on this one. Now I'm switching over to the last one. I think this was the Russian 91B. And it comes with the extra stainless steel. No O-rings on the stainless steel centerpiece, but there is extra O-rings in the kit down there. Comes with a little bottle, some extra wick and wire like the other one. And there's the product number right there. Alright, so same deal with this one. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it. The Foggy one has a really small air hole. Here's the original 3.1, the original Kayfun Lite Plus, and there's the air hole on the Foggy. It's a very small air hole. In fact, I'm going to try to measure it. Looks like it's a 1.5 millimeter. authentic. It's bigger than 1.5, but in my drill bits it goes up to 2.0, so I don't have anything that size. But it is pretty small, so I probably will try to drill that out. Oops. There goes that. And there we go. This one I actually took all apart. Everything on here is absolutely filthy. Let's see if you can see it. There's some nasty, rusty looking stuff in there. You can see the there's nasty shavings inside the center post or center pin. The airflow on the center pin. This is the authentic. The airflow on that is definitely smaller. And I think the last thing I'm going to look at is the chimney here. So we know that airflow's very small on these two, or considerably smaller than the original anyway. So I'm going to look at the chimney on these ones. The chimneys on these ones are, I don't know, conical. I don't know. They angle inward towards the drip tip. There's the original. The original does the same, and it actually looks more pronounced on the original. You probably can't get that sense of depth, but it looks like it goes in a little more. The EHPro is flat. It's just a straight 90 degrees when it goes in there. And this one looks a lot closer. The Sandblasted one looks a lot closer to the original. So hopefully that helps someone make a purchasing decision. In all honesty, having used these two for quite some time, the EHPro and the original, I have to say I like the 3.1 design much better. There's been a lot of I don't like not having anything or having something not flush mount. It puts a lot of stress on the 510 threading, and it's just a pain in the ass. And with a lot of devices, you can't flush mount the Kayfun Lite Plus. I actually sanded down the center pin so I could get it to mount closer to flush on my main mod, which is the Lernaya, Hydra, and Zorba. And you can see even it doesn't have an adjustable pin on the Zorba, so plenty of stuff won't flush mount on there. But the Kayfun there was at least a millimeter of space in there. It was pretty bad. So I do like the 3.1 better for that adjustable center pin. And I ordered these two over here as Russian 91% clones, hoping that they had the adjustable center pin, and they didn't. So I'm kind of disappointed. I'm sure they'll still vape good, especially after I drill them out and clean them all up and get them where I want them to be. But it's just a lot simpler having the adjustable bottom piece on the 3.1. So I hope that helped some people. If not, oh well. All it did was delay me from vaping for a couple days till I got around to this video. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them for you. Have a good one.